Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I done quite a while ago. I feel like I need to update it a bit though, as my knowledge has grown a bit on this topic. It is about how to keep your hair healthy, how to grow it long, and the fastest ways to grow it. Because I know a lot of people cut off their hair and regret it, or they dye their hair blonde like myself and their hair is in dire need of some help. So I'm just going to give you a few wee tips and tricks on how to do this. I am naturally really dark brunette. You can probably see by my roots at the minute, as I kind of need done. But yet I'm still able to keep my long hair, and I'm able to keep it quite healthy even though I put a lot of bad products on it trying to get my hair this colour. So I'm just going to run through kind of a few tips and tricks, a few products that I love on my hair that has kept my hair healthy, and kind of just give some advice on it. So if you're interested in seeing how I grew my hair very fast, very long, and keep it healthy, then please keep watching. So tip number one on getting your hair to grow faster is really that it does not grow massively overnight. Unless you're some superhuman, your hair will not get to the length that you wanted by doing one hair treatment on it, going to sleep and waking up the next day, unfortunately. So it does take time. You need to give it time, and you need to look after it in the time that you're giving it to help it grow as fast as it can. Typically hair grows about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch maximum in a month. So you have to keep this in mind whilst you're trying to grow your hair, that hair growth is quite slow, but there are a few things that can speed it up. I don't actually have any left at the minute, but there are hair, nail and skin tablets that you can get, or I think there's like hair ones in particular to get to help your hair grow faster. Although the only thing with these is to get them into your system and to get them working, it does take about 3 months, so again you need to be patient. Another tip is that ironically the scissors are your best friend. Getting your hair cut truly does help your hair to grow. No matter what people say, this is the best way to do it. Through drying your hair, by putting it in bobbles, by taking it down, by washing it, by doing all these kind of things, your hair gets split ends. It gets a little bit of wear and tear, and to get that like off and to get it back to the healthy ways is you need to get it trimmed like at least once every few times you go to the hairdressers. So the logic to this is that if you have a split end, you have obviously the healthy hair here, the split end here, and then the tail of the hair here. If you don't get them split ends cut, they're going to break off anyway, so your hair is actually breaking rather than getting it cut. Whereas if you get it cut above all the split ends, it'll prevent it from breaking and take away all the damage, if that made sense. I'm pretty bad at explaining this, but I'm trying my best. So getting your hair cut really does help it. Obviously getting it cut into a bob every time that you go to the hairdressers, if your hair is at your shoulders, it's not going to help it to grow faster. I literally mean a trim. This one may seem pretty obvious, but I know a lot of people who actually don't do this for a few reasons. Is that using conditioner every time you put shampoo in your hair. Shampoo is there to remove all the oils off your hair, to keep it from being greasy and to keep it fresh. Unfortunately it takes away the good oils too, which keeps your hair shiny and healthy, what we really need. So just make sure that you use a conditioner every single time you shampoo, so your hair doesn't get dry, so it doesn't get more damage, causing more split ends and causing your hair to break off again. Leading on to this kind of tip, I also say do not wash your hair every time you get a shower. So obviously everybody gets a shower every single day, so don't wash your hair every day. I suggest using a little bit of dry shampoo if you have extremely oily hair and you can't get away with it. Basically for the reason again that your hair has natural oils that our scalp and hair needs. So by washing it every day, you're washing them away and it's not giving it time to soak into your hair. Just a bit to add on to that is also when you're shampooing your hair, keep it to the scalp. Do not wash the ends of your hair. Basically because the ends of our hair is practically dead. So we need to keep as many oils in it as possible, and when we wash the shampoo down there, it is completely stripping it. So just wash your scalp and let any shampoo that's on it run down, and it'll wash your hair itself. Don't be putting it directly on your ends because it will completely dry them up. So make sure you apply oil or even a hair treatment weekly. Basically because if your hair is below your shoulders or even further down than that, your hair is most likely several years old, so it does need a little bit more TLC. I personally love the Moroccan oil. I use this every single time I wash my hair. I put it on the kind of ponytail length of my hair. It just comes in this glass bottle and you get quite a lot of it. It's absolutely fantastic for putting all the natural oils back into your hair. It keeps my hair looking shiny even though it's blonde, and I couldn't recommend it anymore. It is a little bit pricey, but you're paying for what you get, and also that bottle lasts me so long. I don't generally do a lot of hair masks because I do use the oil every time that I do wash my hair, just to keep the condition of it healthy. But when I get the chance, I get a hair mask on my hair, and I sometimes even leave it overnight. It's just finding the time, because you do need to keep hair masks on for at least 30 minutes at a time and then wash it off again. So if you can get them into your routine, definitely do, because they have so many benefits for your hair. Try not to brush your hair too much. This might seem like a weird thing, especially if you have extremely tatty hair, but the conditioner will help with that. Also, a detangling spray is amazing for that. But basically, the more you brush your hair, the more you're breaking it off. I also really recommend the wet brush. Excuse the dirt of mine. I have had this for so long. But it has really soft bristles, so it doesn't actually damage your hair as much when you're brushing it. You can also actually brush it wet with this brush, so it just shows that it really doesn't damage your hair as much. Compared to a normal stiff hairbrush, it just literally rips any tats out and rips your hair along with it. This because it bends so easy, it will bend over some tats that are just too hard to get out, therefore it won't break your hair. Also on this topic, try not to back comb your hair. I know this is so hard, especially for the girls who are clip-in extensions in the stages of growing your hair. Back combing your hair is so bad for it, especially trying to get the knots out afterwards. I really recommend the Got To Be Powerful Volumizing Styling Powder. I just pop this on the root of my hair, and if I am wearing my extensions, it kind of makes your hair grippy, so they grip to your hair. But I also sometimes put it underneath my root just to give it a wee bit more volume and to make it look like I have a bit more hair. Another wee tip which I never really knew before, and I'm completely guilty of doing this, is try not to wrap your hair in a towel after a shower. This is simply because when your hair is wet, it actually is prone to more damage, hence why you're not really supposed to brush your hair when it's wet. So try not to put it in a towel, because it does snap off, believe it or not. Whether you notice it or not, it is happening. I just try to towel dry my hair as much as I can by dumping it down after I get out of the shower and just leaving it to dry as long as I can before I blow dry it. And of course, if you can keep away heat, even better. Another wee tip that I like to do is to give your hair a cold rinse after your shower or after you wash your hair. This closes all the cuticles in your hair, stopping like any damage basically, well, not any damage, but a little bit less damage happening to your hair. So just after I wash it, after I wash the shampoo, the conditioner out, and I'm just about to get out of the shower, I turn the cold water on, quite cold, and run it through all of my hair. I also find it gives your hair a bit of an extra shine. I don't know if that's just me, but it really helps your hair, so definitely put that into your routine, although it is freezing in the shower when you're just about to get out. This may sound very like, duh, oh my god, I already knew that. But drink plenty of water, because when you're dehydrated, you can see it in your hair. Your hair becomes dry, it becomes dull and a wee bit lifeless. Whereas if your body's hydrated, it shows in your hair, it shows in your skin. It is so good for you. I really need to start drinking more water, but just a tip that I think everybody can do. Even an extra glass a day, I think that you'll really notice the difference. Another wee tip is to use a heat protecting spray on your hair every time you're going to use heat on it. I always put it on just straight after my Moroccan oil. I put my Moroccan oil, maybe 3 pumps of it on the ends of my hair, and spray this throughout my whole hair, and then brush my hair, because this also acts as a detangling spray. I love this. This is the Smooth Blow Dry 3 Days by L'Oreal. Really good. I love the smell of it as well, although the pump's a bit dodgy, and I've noticed that it's not just this one, it's all the ones that I've repurchased. But grab yourself any heat protectant spray. Believe it or not, it does make a difference, and I also find it makes my hair softer and a wee bit shinier too, so you can't go amiss with that. And last but not least, try not to use heat on your hair as much as you can. Obviously my hair is curly right now, so I use heat in my hair. Don't get me wrong, you can curl and straighten your hair every once in a while, but when you're not really doing anything important, try to just let it air dry, or if you need to blast it dry with a hairdryer, just don't use any extra heat that you don't need. You'll notice a difference. That is the main cause for split ends, dry hair, is heat damage. If you think putting a 230-degree straightening iron on your arm burns the hell out of your skin, so imagine what it's doing to your hair. So yeah, just try to keep that out of your routine as much as you can. Of course, on a night out, or if you're going somewhere special, curl your hair, straighten your hair, use heat protecting spray, but as much as you can, you'll notice a difference. It'll make your hair grow faster because it will stop the damage on your hair, which is the main cause of slow growth of your hair. It's not necessarily, I get loads of people tell me, you know, my roots come through so fast and they grow down so far, but my hair's not growing, and the main reason is that your hair is snapping off because it's damaged, and that leads us back to getting your hair cut. So yeah, you could go in a vicious circle of how to do this, but basically get your hair cut, look after your hair, don't use heat on it, and drink plenty of water. So guys, I hope this was helpful to you, and thank you so much for watching. If you have any video suggestions, please leave them down below. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it and if you got something out of it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.